So I hope everyone has downloaded the data set. So let me share the one in front of me. This is the one in front of me. This is the other data set. So on this data set, I want you to pay attention to some things, which I'm going to uh, refer to in the next class. That's the next video we're going to watch for next week. Please look at this column. You notice that this column has order ID. This is order data set, order. And I'm going to explain something that is very important in the next video. And that's one thing I was hinting at last week around multiple tables. So we can see that in the same organization, we can have multiple data sets. In the same organization, we have customer data set, order data set, payment data set. Like, who can tell me why could that be possible? Why would we need that? Why would we need multiple data sets in an organization? Who can like kind of give just an opinion? Can either be right or wrong.
Sorry, can you come in with a question?
So I said on this our data set, we have okay, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. So on this our data set, we have customer, we have order items, we have orders, we have payments, we have products in the same organization. So I'm not asking why can we have such? Because when you open customers, we have okay, this is the list of our customers, right? Then if you open another data set, we have order items. So those are the items people ordered, right? Then we have another one. Okay, these are the orders. Then we have another one where we have payments. So I was now asking why. Yes, this is what is always happening in organization, especially for businesses, retail businesses, FMCG. These are always happening. Not even particular to any kind of sector. Generally, this is what happens in organizations. So I was now asking, what is the utility of having multiple data sets? Why would organizations have multiple data sets for their operations?
Because one of it is majority of the time is that whenever they do business, they have the system captures different forms of data because it's how would I put it? All of the data set is surrounding what they do as a business. So just like in a
Yeah.
business, you get to have different products, you get to have different orders, you get to have different customer base. So maybe from when they were building their system, they had all of this on ground. So maybe the data analyst now, if you want to pull up data products from maybe a particular data on a particular product, all they have to do is just maybe filter to that product and download the set of data because it's just normal because you are doing business, so you have to understand what your business is doing.
Thank you very much for that. You have hinted at the right point, and that is in operations, you would have multiple data points, and if you want to put all of those data together, it's going to be messy. It will be messy. So let's assume that when people come to your business, when you like pitch to people and they become your customer, you want to put their names. You want to write down their names, right? Now you are now writing their name on a book. So we are not even looking at data sets now. You're writing their names on a book. And the next thing is that whenever they buy something, you are writing their what they bought on that same book. And when they call for maybe they complained about something, you are writing the what they said on the same book. How would that book look like at some point? What will it look like?
It will look very unorganized.
Yeah. Thank you. It will look unorganized because it would make sense for you to, okay, put your customers on, maybe you name your customers by IDs. Then when you say, okay, this is customer number one, this is customer number two, this is customer number three, customer number four, on one book, then you now open another book for when they complain. So in that book that you now open for when they complain, you don't need to start putting customer number one, their name, their age. No, in that book, the only thing you need to write is what? The ID of that customer. So when you just say customer number one in that complaint book, it means that it's the same customer number one that is in your customer book, is that same customer that is complaining. So when that customer calls maybe 10 times in a month, the only thing that you always reference is, oh, customer number one said this on this date. Customer number one said this on this date. Customer number one said this on this date. That looks like cleaner than putting the same, okay, customer number one, Adedoyin Taiwo said this. Customer number, Adedoyin Taiwo said this again. Adedoyin Taiwo, age, location, said this. It doesn't make sense. It's becoming messy. So let me bring another example if that's not very clear. You recall that when you get to a school, when you get to an high institution, the first thing they give you is what? Matric number. The reason being that your matric number is you. So in the admin block, admin collects your name, your certificate, your O-level result, everything. They put everything in the admin block and they give you, okay, this is matric number 0001. This is matric number, what's my matric number in United University of Ibadan? 186146. That's the matric number in University of Ibadan. Then what you then do, you don't go to your department and they'll start asking again that, oh yeah, even if you go to your department, Nigeria, our department, we are always, we're having this duplication of effort. So you go to your department, they do the same thing, but they don't change your matric number. Your matric number is still your matric number. You are just duplicating that file that you have in the admin block in your department. But when you want to take a course, when you go to a lecturer. The lecturer downstairs, okay, oh yeah, bring your O level, bring your certificates, bring everything. Let's assume that that's how they do it. Wherever you get to, you have to always submit all your credentials. It doesn't make sense. Everywhere becomes messy because you are now duplicating effort. Instead of, okay, you have been given your matric number. So whenever you want to take a course, you just say, oh, my matric number is 186146. So 186146 back to the department admin, back to the school admin. They can easily locate your file. You don't need to submit your file to the course lecturer because you have been given an ID. So in your course lecturer, the only thing your course lecturer needs to keep is only his own course information. 186146 is called this. 345145 is called this. 346146 is called this. It doesn't need to even ask for your gender. It doesn't need to ask for the date you finish from primary school, the date you finish from secondary school. Why? Because that 186146 is the only thing he needs to reference you in the school. So that's what is that clear? Is that explanation clear as to why we need multiple data sets? So with your lecturer, you only need the course data set. You don't need the student data set to know the student information. The lecturer does not need to know that. The only thing he needs to know is your course matric, your matric number, then what you scored in that course. So when a course, when your results will be released, they will not release result as are you doing Taiwo, matric number, gender, O level results. They will not release that. The only thing they will release is the matric number and the score in that course. So with your lecturer, or the particular lecturer, the only data set that lecturer keeps is the data set of your score in that course. And that will be linked to your matric number. But in the admin will keep your student information, which is O level, everything linked to your matric number. So the admin keeps the record of all of the student information. But when you get to the department to a lecturer, the lecturer keeps only the cost data set because that's the only thing he needs. And to reference that information in the admin, he will just pick the matric number. Does that make sense? Or any question?
Understood.
Okay. So that's the reason why we have multiple data sets, and that's what we are going to be working with. And this is very important if you are going to work with any organization, because and this like it has utility everywhere. As let's assume that you are going to work with a company that wants to build a product, maybe a digital product, and they are now building the data table, because all of, like I've always said, all of the things that we do on any mobile app is always linked to a data set. And I think the person we invited in March also hinted at that. He said, as a data analyst, you need to software engineers work with data analysts to know, okay, what are the fields they have to put in order to be able to follow the customers, like follow the customer on their journey on the app. So whatever it is you are doing on the mobile app is like a journey, and the data analysts must be able to follow you through that journey. So that's why you see some apps, they update them, they now add some other features and they collect more information. So that's another job of a data analyst. You have to know that, okay, this is the data table I'm going to create. Well, I didn't need to create this data table. This data table I'm going to create. So all of these data sets, they are like data tables, different data tables that are in the organization, different books that are in the organization where you then input different information. But most times, what happens is that you don't need to have this one data set that houses everybody. You have different data tables. Then to link the data tables, we use IDs. That's why on this guy, you see other item ID, you see other ID, you see other ID. So in other ID can have, so other item ID. So there's a, okay, let me use customers first. Let me use customers. So this is the customers. This is the total number of customers that they have. Whenever a customer enters the organization, they put their names and they give them an ID. So when this customer, Jones, Carol Jones, whose gender is male, whose date of birth is this, wants to buy something and they want to say, okay, this is the customer that bought this thing. They don't need to start saying that, okay, Carol Jones, gender. The only thing they just need to pick is the name of the ID of that customer. Okay, I think on this one there's no even there's no ID of the customer. I'm coming. Let me look at the one that has. Let me look. Yeah, in order. So when the customer orders now, they just say, okay, what is the customer ID? So when that customer orders, so for the first order, what's the ID of that customer? Then what is the date that that order was placed? What is the channel through that order was placed? What is the status of that order? What is the shipping method that we use? What is the days to ship the product? Delivery date, billing country, billing state. So you can see that if I want to see the name of this customer, what I'll just do is I'll just pick the customer ID, then go to the customer table, then say, okay, Control F, I look for that customer. So the name of the customer is Samuel Richardson. Samuel Richardson, male, billing date, the kind of membership and all of those, where he stays, is the same thing as what is in this order when he ordered. But I don't need all of this information. The only thing I need about him is customer ID in my organization. So if you look at order 17, who is that person that ordered? This is customer 29418. This is what the person ordered. This is the amount and everything. So that's why we have multiple data sets. And to reference another data table, the only thing that is there is that the ID that we have used in that table must be in this table so that we can properly reference that item in this other table. So you notice that on this other table now, we can have multiple customers because multiple customers can order, or the same customer can order multiple times. but order will be unique, which is the order they are placing. So let's assume that I am the customer 100,000 in this organization. I can say I can order today and still order tomorrow and still order next tomorrow. I am still the same customer ordering many times, but the ID of my order would be different. But the customer will be the same person. So if I filter now, this same 2627, 26627 that placed this order one can also still place another order. Yeah, you can see that the same person was the one that placed this order 14809. 14809. The same person ordered 14809. So let me see if the person still ordered again. Yeah, the same person ordered 15979. The same person. So you can see that the customers can come up multiple times in this table, but on the customer table, which is where we have the list of our customers, the person cannot come up multiple times. Why? Because the person is unique here. So if I look out for COO, this number on this customer table, it will only be one, because I have just one customer bearing that customer ID, just like your matric number. The same matric number can take multiple courses, but if I go back to the admin, just one person would have that matric number. So that's just I think that analogy makes sense for this example. It's the same thing with, let's assume that we are working with an hospital data. The same patient. So let's assume that I enter into Adas Hospital now, and the receptionist or any person that wants to answer me is attending to me. Then they say, okay, do I want the hospital card? I said, yes, I want the hospital card. Then they give me a card. Then when they give me a card, they would assign a unique number to me as the patient. Whenever I come to that hospital, they don't need to take that data again. The only thing they will just do is take my card or take my file. Then, oh, this is the customer number 025. So, or patient number 025. I can come to that hospital with different health issues. I can say, oh, I have a headache today. I can say I have ulcerative kidney on tomorrow. I can say I have malaria next 2 days. You can see that I am the same patient coming multiple times. So if they are going to look at the issues that people have come to the organizations with, you see that I would occur multiple times on issues table, because I am the same person that has come for headache. I'm the same person that has come for typhoid. I'm the same person that has come for malaria. But if they look at the number of customers table, I am going to be one, because I am just one. I cannot be two customers at the same time. Only if they are ghost workers, just like we have in Nigeria, where someone can appear 3 times or 4 times or quadruple times. Just like we have, the data breaches or anything that can happen in some cases. So that's the difference between tables. So I hope I was able to properly explain that part. Any question?
Okay, sorry, just to check for
Any
my
questions?
understanding.
Okay.
All right, so basically, um, it depends on, I think it depends on the kind of data the person, the analyst wants to work with. For example, probably in an organization, the company wants to give, okay, let's do like a raffle draw where we give our highest purchasing customer for the year. At that point in time, as a data analyst, I will just be concentrating on customers, right? In order for me to avoid, just like you said, it just depends on what I'm looking to it depends on what I'm looking to achieve. So I said,
Yeah.
okay, I want to give the top 5 people that have purchased this year. I want to appreciate them for their purchasing power. So at that
Yeah.
point in time, I'm pulling up customer data instead, because customer data is like a unified identity for every customer that is on our platform. So, and from there, I can just be able to, because of that customer ID, to be able to tell me all the products, how many times the person has purchased in our organization, all the products the person has purchased, It might not even be how much, because I think from there you can also get how much each customer has spent. Maybe something like that, sha. So that is when you use, for example, that's when you use customer data. Or if I want to know, okay, in my organization, I sell different products. I want to know what kind of products customers purchase more compared to other
Yeah.
products. Maybe because of they found out that some product just stays on the shelf and expire, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I can also now at that point I would not be using product data for me to be able to determine, okay, this product has low purchasing power. This product doesn't have low purchasing power. This product this product is going well in the markets, depending on
Yeah.
the states that organization is currently working in, right? Or they
Yeah.
are currently pushing their markets in.
Yeah.
Then maybe at the end of the day, they can also do like a survey whereby at the end of this, so at the end of each of their purchasing power, oh, this product is low. Let us even see why it's low. Maybe at the end of the using of the app, they can say, okay, can you give a feedback on so and so products? Even though they don't
Yeah.
use it, just wants to know why they don't buy this particular product, right? So
Sure.
it just depends on the data you are trying. It just depends on the objective you're trying to achieve. That is the data you
Yeah.
kind of focus more on.
Yeah. Yep. 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 You are right.
Uh,
It's dependent on the objective. So, like, so as to bring it home, what kind of kind of organization are you envisaging that you want to perform your raffle drawing?
Let me say, for example, I want to perform my raffle draw in skincare because
Okay.
I noticed that there are a lot of skincares in the this year. Maybe probably I'm just like Konga because of I
Okay.
sell different
Kind of
I bring in
skincare
yes, I bring
products.
in different, so I just want to know what kind of skincare moves more, what kind
If you
I have
buy. Yeah.
different people on my platform, so I want to know what skincare moves more and the one that don't move. So I just see if maybe
Okay.
talk to I just also feel that even Konga that is as big as I feel that they also want to help their clients business and let them know that okay, you are putting this product on my market too, but this is might be the reason why your market is not moving.
Not selling. Yeah.
I know in
Beautiful.
Nigeria they
So,
hardly do anyway. They only just to sell their market and be going front.
yeah. Yeah. So the next question I want to ask is, for your raffle draw, do you want to just pick a customer randomly, or you want to pick an order randomly? When a customer, we have established that a customer can order multiple products, right? For
Yes.
your skincare. Yeah. Maybe the customer tried ABC products and it's not working. Say, oh, let me try CAD. Oh, this is working. Then the customer has procured two products, right? Now, there's also another part where the order itself. So maybe when the customer is now using CAD, the customer cannot use CAD for the one CAD for the whole year. The customer has to buy multiple items, right? And
Yeah.
when the customer then buys, let's assume that the customer comes to your organization to procure the product in February, it finishes in March, it comes around maybe April 1 or 2, he procures the product again. You can see that how many other IDs do we have now?
So we have two because the person is have procured two different product already.
Actually, we have three because the person he procured. So now it's dependent on what you are looking at. So the order itself, when the person ordered that first one that the person is not using, that's one order ID, right?
Yeah. Okay, so
When
yeah,
I
other ID is three because the person has purchased three times from the organization.
Exactly, the person has come 3 times in the organization. The order ID, like the order itself, when the person places the order to buy that product or to buy a product in the organization, that is like three products already, three orders already. Now, are you going to use that order IDs for your raffle draw, or you just want to look at okay the customer pool, any customer, give that customer this? Is that what you want to use? Which do you want to use?
So I will not want to use a raffle draw because using a raffle draw, I might end up picking someone that maybe I've ordered once from my
Exactly. Thank
organization.
you. Thank you very much for that. That's why I love that your example. Because in a raffle draw, you might say, okay, what I want is customers that have ordered maybe 30 times, at least 30 times in this year. So where you are going to get that is the order table. You're not going to get that in the customer table, because the customer table would have everybody, both the person that you just marketed the product to and just accepted, okay, I'll come and patronize you, and you just put that person's name and you give that person the customer ID, or the person that even came once and just is that, what are you selling? Nonsense. So if you go and use that kind of data set for your raffle draw, that means that you are going to pick someone that does not even like your organization. Maybe you're just dashing that person money. And the person that you really need to encourage the person, or to give the person the motivation to come back to patronize your organization, you might not be giving that person like the motivation, because you are not giving you are giving the price to someone that does not even like your organization. So that's why you can see the differences between tables now. So the other table would actually have the customer ID on on that table. You have the customer ID, because if someone that has more than 30 has procured more than 30 items from your organization, or has ordered more than 30 times from your organization, you have picked that person and you want to give that person the price. Definitely, you have to know the person's ID, to know the person's name, to know where the person is staying, to know the person's phone number. But on the other table, phone number will not be there. Gender will not be there. Location will not be there. The only thing that will be on the other table is what the person ordered, the date the person ordered, the price of what the person ordered, the product that the person ordered. Even at times, you record that if you go to a supermarket, they use barcode to bring an item to your, when you want to buy something, you just scan, then the item comes up. When you buy, even on the other table, the name of the item might not be there. The only thing that will be there is product ID, which is the barcode that is on that product. That will be what will be on the other table. So in the product table, where you now have all of the products you have in your organization, that's where you now have product ID, the name of the product. So that's where we have different data tables, and how we can use different data tables to achieve different objectives. So thank you, Ada. Favor and Olamide, any question, any insights? What example can you bring for us?
I'm sorry, I'm totally lost from whatever it is that you and I are discussing. So maybe when we start, I will get it. I'm sorry. I didn't just want to interrupt the section. That was why I didn't talk. Okay, where we start, I will get it.
Okay, okay. So what we are trying to, okay, but do you understand what we are discussing? Why we need multiple data sets in an organization? Do you understand that?
Not totally. Maybe because of this example that you cited. I didn't
Okay.
really understand
So
it.
what organization do you like, or what kind of sector do you like most? So we can use that as an example.
Uh, Health.
Health. So let's just assume any company that we can use.
Okay. Let's use Jepaigo.
Jipaigo.
Yes.
What does Jipaigo sell?
They don't sell. They they implement programs relating to HIV and malaria.
Okay. All right. They implement programs. I love when we go against the norm, and I like the organization is just there. So what they do is they just are they into awareness?
Yes, yes, yes. They're into awareness.
All right. So let's assume that you are the you are a, okay, let me say you are a business analyst. You are the CEO of Japan Group. Let's assume that that's you are the owner of that organization. So what is the first thing? Okay, when you go to someone, or when you go to, let's assume that you come to a place like Ikorodu for an outreach. What kind of data set can you get when you get there?
Okay, their names,
All right. The names,
age,
information. Let's assume that information
information,
of
yes.
people we reached. Now, let's assume that we are collecting information of people that we have reached out to in this awareness. That we are taking one awareness, right? Right. So now we have come to the name of the place is where?
He said Ikorodu.
Ikorodu. All right. This is where we have come to. Then when we got there, we collected data, right? That information. We collected their name, collected gender, collected do we need to collect location? Yeah, that's a collected
Age.
address, collected
No, we already
age,
have location. Maybe address, yes.
collected
Phone
age,
number,
collected phone number. All right. Thank you very much. Now, this is a data set on its own, right?
yes.
Because so we have come to Ikorodu, we have collected name, we have collected gender, we have collected address, age, phone number. So so when we came to Ikorodu, we met with about 50,000 people, give them what's it called? Give them awareness, blah 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 blah. When you are done with this awareness, what is the major thing that you would want as feedback as the
Mm.
owner of Jepaigo? What is the major thing that you would want people to do as feedback? The awareness is about HIV, right?
Yes.
All right. So, what is the major thing you want as feedback as the CEO of Jepaigo?
I want to know how many people are positive and how many people are negative.
Okay. So, are you doing that at the same time?
Yes, as we are collecting their age, then we do the HIV testing.
So that means that you have collected. That means that that information is already part of this now.
Yes,
All right. Okay,
HIV
that's not
status.
HIV status. You already collected that one here, right? As part of the information from people you have reached. Now, when you are done with this program, what is the major thing that you would want people to do that you can get as feedback that cannot be on this table or
Cannot
that
be.
cannot be collected from this information?
Uh,
As the CEO of Jepaigo. Okay, let me even leave that so that we will not stress one another. So now, do you know that as we have gone to Ikorodu, so Jepaigo is it only meant for only HIV alone, or
no.
we also do awareness for other things?
Yes, awareness for other things like contraceptives, for family
All right,
planning.
contraceptive use. All right, so we are now doing contraceptive use. Now, I want to ask you a question. We are going to Ikorodu for HIV awareness, right? Will
Yes.
you still carry the same book that you wrote name of people that you met in the Ikorodu for HIV status? And will you use the same book for people that you are going? Let's assume that you are now going to a court. Sorry for always using IK. Maybe I like IK. So now you are going to Ikorodu. Now you are going to Ikotu. Will you carry this book? Let's assume that you are not using digital. You are using analog. You are using book and pen. Will you use the same book to collect information about contraceptive use?
Like you mean this same variable?
No, yeah, this same variable. I don't want us to go variable route. Like book. Let's assume that on your book you have table, you have ruled your book as name. Now we rule in our books now. When we want to collect register, name, gender, we have ruled your book. You have written name, gender, address, age, phone number, and you are now writing it down. Now, what's your name? You're writing them down. When you went to Korodu, gender, you wrote them down. Address, you wrote them down. Age, you wrote them down. Phone number, you wrote them down. HIV story, you wrote them down. Now, will you be able to use that same book when
No,
you are
it's
moving to
a different
Kotu? Why?
location. No,
Thank you very much.
I can't
Why?
use I can't use it in Kotu because it's different. My target population might be different and it's different location. So I
Thank you
can't
very
use
much.
someone's name for another person's name in another
No,
location.
no, not someone's name. Oh.
Okay,
So
you can't use it. You can't use it because now you're talking about you're going into another different product, for example. If I this one is
yes,
talking about HIV, I would not want to come and put HIV and contraception inside the same book. so I
Thank
don't
you.
get my data very disorganized.
Exactly. Do you understand that, Olamide?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, because once you start to put, okay, people that you have reached for HIV, you're now putting the names. It can be different names, same like the same book. Now writing, okay, Shegun Balamun. Now you are now putting, you know that you have written HIV status up. Now you now say, okay, let me put another column, contraceptive use status. Your table is becoming messy because you are now putting the people that you are reaching out to for contraceptive use on the same table as the people that you have reached out to for HIV. So your intuition would naturally tell you that, okay, let me buy another book since this one is for contraceptive use and in another location. So you can now write name, gender, address, age, phone number. So that's one of the major things that makes us to have multiple tables in an organization. Notice if I am going to another location and it is still the same HIV awareness, I can just add location to this table, then continue using this table in another location. Yes or no? So
Yes.
in this location, I will have Ikorodu. If I go to Ikotun and it's still the same HIV awareness, the only thing that will be for people that are in Ikorodu will be location will be what? Ikorodu. Then when I get to Ikotun, since it's the same HIV, the location will now be what? Ikotun. If I go to Igbera, then location will be Igbera, but I can put the names of people that I'm reaching out to for HIV under HIV table because they are still under my focal point, which is HIV. So if I'm reaching out to another community for contraceptive use, the only thing I'll just add location here. Then the location, when I get to Ikotun, I'll just write Ikotun, but I can continue using the name and the age. So that's one of the reasons why we can have multiple data tables. Another thing is, what if I want to get information from these people after 6 months? So I'm telling them that, okay, after 6 months, I want you to give me the feedback from what we have given you. So after 6 months, all of these people can call us and tell us that, okay, this is what this program has given me. This is what I feel from this program. This is what this has given me. Now, I want to ask you a question. Will it make sense for us to have that same feedback on this, knowing that not everybody will give us that feedback, but we want to document that feedback? Will it make sense for us to have this same book? There are people that we have reached out to for HIV. Would it make sense for us to have that same book to house feedback, that feedback, and why?
I didn't get the question though.
All right, so we have reached out to people in Ikorodu. We have collected their names. We have collected their gender. We have collected their address. We have collected their age. We have collected their phone number. We have collected their HIV status. We have collected the location where which we reached out to them. Now, we have now told them, when we give them awareness, we have told them that, okay, after 3 weeks, anytime from after 3 weeks, if you are feeling something, maybe you have unprotected sex or anything, and you feel that you need us to check your status again, call us, right? So as Jepaigo, as the CEO of Jepaigo, you have gone to Ikorodu and you have told them that, okay, if after 3 weeks or anytime they have, okay, let me use time, anytime they have unprotected sex, they should call your number. You give them a customer care phone number that, okay, once they have unprotected sex, they should reach out, they should call. Then you can invite them for testing again. I want to ask you, so I'm now asking, when you went there, you have collected their name, gender, address, age, phone number, HIV status, location. For those people that will now reach out to you when they have unprotected sex, would it make sense for us to have that? We have to keep that information also as an organization, because as we are conducting outreach, we are not just the money is not coming from the ground, it's coming from somewhere. So that means that as we are trying to test those people that have unprotected sex. We have given them awareness. I say, okay, when you have unprotected sex, always reach out to us. We always give you free tests, HIV test, free for you. So one of the awareness is that people should be able to easily, test, their status. Now, people are now calling, say, hello, Madam Olamide, ẹ sọ fún wa lọ́jọ́ yẹn pé tá a bá ti ṣe nǹkan báyìí báyìí ká sáré pè yín o. Ẹ wò ó, nǹkan báyìí báyìí mo ṣe lánàá, mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ sáré test result mi ń sìn yín o. Sorry for using Yoruba. I want to ask you a question. For that information that we'll keep of those people that reach out to us and their subsequent test results, let's assume that that person HIV status was negative now. And when that person reached out to us, the person is now HIV positive. Would it make sense for us? We have a table of information already before. Would it make sense for us to keep that same new information on that former table of the information we have from them? And why?
We can update the former information we have before. It's just to,
okay.
Yes, we can
update the former information.
Yes.
Do you know what disadvantage does that hold?
Disadvantage.
Because once you update the information that, okay, we now want to go back to our data. This person is now HIV positive again. This person is now HIV negative.
No, if you want
HIV
to
negative, but it's now HIV positive. You have now claimed what was there before. You now put positive, right?
No,
now,
the thing is, okay, go on.
You forget that the date that you collected that data was there, right?
Yes.
So now you have now cleaned the format. So will you clean the data also?
No, okay.
All right.
No.
So when you now go to your sponsor, and your sponsor said, you did 2 tests, but it's only 1 test that is there now, positive.
Okay. Because usually me, I feel the register should be in a way that there should be a follow-up test, so that you don't have to go back to be writing the person's information again.
Thank you. Thank you. So you have now gone back. So what we will now do is, for everybody that we go and we meet and we take their first test, what we do is that we give them number. This is our customer number 1, customer number 2, customer number 3, customer number 4. So when they now do follow up to give us a new feedback and we do a new test, we would have another table for that. So now on that table, it will now have, customer number 101 called us on which date? On May 8th. And we did a new test and the test was positive. So for follow-up will now have another table entirely. So on that follow-up can, for each customer, because the same customer can have negative and say, okay, the person is now using an antiretroviral drug. We are going to say, hey, this person is now positive. So as an organization, as JPIGO, we want to give this person an antiretroviral drug. So that's one of the things that we are doing. We want to eradicate HIV. So this person will not go and give HIV to another person. So we have now said, okay, we have a lab where we can give antiretroviral. Mr. So go to this lab, give antiretroviral drug. Now we are now going to say, okay, after 2 months, we want to test that person again. So that follow-up will not be on this first information that we got. It will be in another data table where it is not when we want to reference that the new information, we are going to put that person's ID that we already have from when we went to meet them in Ikorodu. So if that person is customer number 101, so on that our own follow-up register, the only thing we are going to say on date May 8th, customer 101 was positive. Then maybe the antiretroviral drug register. So we gave 101 On another table, we gave 101 antiretroviral drug on May 8th. Then on the follow-up, maybe after 3 months, 101 was tested on date this, and the test is now negative. So you can see that on antiretroviral drug, the only thing that will be on antiretroviral drug register is the when we gave him the antiretroviral drug. But on the follow-up table will be having when the status is changing and the dates. But on the customer table, the only thing that will be there is the name, gender, address, and the first test that we did. So we can then track, okay, on this date was the one we first meet that person. On this day, this person reported that they had unprotected sex and we tested and the person was HIV positive. Oh, on this date, we gave this person the antiretroviral drug. Then on this date, this person now is negative. Do you understand now? Does it make sense?
Yes. Clearer.
Yes, sir. So, Ada, do you have anything to add? Favor, do you have anything to add? Do you have any question?
I mean, I have a question. So,
Okay,
like when you're explaining to Ada, you were saying something about that you cannot use customer ID to limit the number of times people have ordered. So, how do you now use order ID? Because the order ID will change if the person order another item.
okay. So I think perhaps I made the wrong word. So what we did was, so I was asking her that a raffle draw, what is she trying to achieve? Is it that she just wants to give anybody the prize, or she just want to pick order ID? So she now told me that no, she wants to give, so she can't give anybody, because if you give anybody, then the person that has not ordered at all, maybe when they did marketing, there are sometimes the bank will come and market product to you and you give them your number, they will do account number for you, but you never use that account number. It's the same thing. There are some companies that will have marketed products to you that you would never use their product or buy anything from them, but they will have your information and they will be sending you all those annoying messages. And they can even send you happy birthday, but you have never used their product before. So you are part of their customer base because they have your information. But when they want to give prizes, they will not come and give you that you have never used their product. So they will not use that customer ID to do raffle draw. They will rather go to the order table. When they go to the order table, then they look at, okay, anybody that anybody who wants to participate in this raffle draw will be people that have ordered at least 30 times. So they will not go to the other table. Okay, for all of our customers, because on the other table, there will be column for customer ID. So for all of this customer ID, who has ordered more than 30 times or at least 30 times, then we now bring out all of those customers. It is still, so when we bring out the customers that have ordered at least 30 times, it is still the customer IDs that will not be unique. Because now we have seen, okay, customer number 101 ordered 50 times. Customer number 202 ordered clinical times. So now the customer ID is unique, but now we now have the number of times they have ordered. So it's out of that customer IDs that have ordered more than 30 times that we would now do our raffle draw. Those are the numbers that we're going to put into our ballot to pick the person that wins our prize. So unlike using the old customer ID database, we have now filtered down to those that have ordered our products more than at least 30 times. So that is now the new database you are using. You are still using the customer ID, but it's just that the database has reduced based on the order table. Does that make sense? Have I been able to answer your question?
Yes, it makes sense. I understand.
All right. For Jepaigo, do you have any question on Jepaigo favor? The one that we just finished.
I don't.
Okay. Do you understand everything, the journey and everything that I
Yes,
explained?
yes, I do.
Okay. Olamide, any question?
No,
All right. What of Ada? Any question? Any comment?
Okay, I don't have any question, but I just have maybe like a contribution. Sorry for
Okay.
joining us back. So I think because of we are dealing with maybe we're using big scale business and everything. So let's even bring it to all these online vendors, right? And let me
Yeah.
say, even on these online vendors, Instagram has made it easy that I think you can just do like pay a small token and they can there's a way you can connect a link where you can have a small website that you upload your product and all of that. So let me say, for example, as a clothes vendor, I sell clothes, and although I don't have a physical store, but I have an online presence. So basically, you are going to have different types of data, and that data means the kind of cost, the how many customers have purchased from you. That is the
Mm.
data. Now you're going to also have how many customers have purchased how many customers your product in terms of, okay, maybe you usually sell two-piece, usually sell gowns, usually sell, and you have it categorized in different, because maybe on your dashboard now you see category, you see gown, two-piece, jewelry, or something like that, babies, hair. So you want to now know how many people have purchased this. That is another data. I want to now know how many orders you've gotten is another data. So just like, it's not like it's all of them can be in the whole system, right? In your whole dashboard system. But the thing is that you can download it depending on what you want to know. Okay, for example, I'm selling two-piece. I'm into clothes, but I noticed that a particular cloth does not move. I want to understand why is that this one you don't do my store 2-3 years. At the point I'll be doing come and do giveaway. When you buy this one, I give you this one for free because that market does not move. Now, in that kind of situation, what do I want to do? I would just want to download products to just understand, okay, why is that people are not buying these products? And I would say, okay, people are buying more of this. And I have to always do giveaway most of the time for this particular product or this particular type of wear. Why? Now, at that point, I'm downloading data. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to analyze. Okay, this is more purchased than the other. You won't be shocked that the only reason why people purchase that kind of product maybe is only when let me say it's only when, okay, let me even use this is a good example. I don't know if people follow, what is her name, Evelyn, on Instagram. Now I can remember when she said, oh, I closed my business. Now people are complaining that how many people wear tracksuits? It's not only when they want to travel or they want to go to
Yes, sir.
abroad, they want to do hair. So now in that kind of situation, I'm now selling, and I'm noticing that my particular tracksuit or my that is that my sweatshirt and joggers, it does not move market unless it's a particular period. And because I already know this,
Yeah.
my customers, they are on my Instagram, so I can even check. By the time I say, okay, this thing is actually kind of low, and I don't want to even, because I know that, customers don't have time to come and filling feedback form. So I'll go to those people Instagram page and be checking, when did they actually wear my market? And I'm saying, it's only when they want to go to airport, I enter plane. Now, you can now see your data that, okay, people mostly purchase this because of this particular period. So that is why I should now reduce the quantity at which I produce. So I'm not putting in money into that place and it's not making profits. Or you now say, okay,
Mm.
I sell underwear, and people usually, oh, let me even say back to school. Thank you. I have a back to school market. And I notice that people usually purchase back to school more in June against September, or more in July, August against September. And I see my purchasing power that period. Now, from that data, I can just check orders, but I will also check the dates at which those periods were ordered, right? I just want to know, okay, this particular, sorry, the product, and from that product, I'll be able to see the dates, the period at which these people are listening. Oh, you can see back to school. Everybody wants to, maybe that is when I've gone to China. So my market has already come on. And I say, oh, my China market, today, oh, come and buy market. And I notice that people are always, you see them on my dashboard. That is when I have like high number of views for back to school products. So what they're trying to say at the end of the day is that because of you have a lot of things, you have things going on in your system, you can download based on your objective. Oh, I want to understand why this is not moving. And who am I, even my highest percentage customer? So in case I want to do, because trust what is giveaway service, it's not like they're doing it genuinely. Most of them, they just check that who is purchasing more and say, oh, I'm giving this person. Most of them just appreciate that customer, but they don't want to come out and say because of this person is purchasing more. So there are a lot of metrics to what you can use your data to
Exactly.
and all of that. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. I think we have we have really dealt with why they have multiple data sets. So the next thing we're going to be working with next week is when you have multiple tables, then how do you link them together? That's what we're going to be working with next week. And it's going to be very interesting. It's very interesting, actually very interesting. So because the when you now have multiple tables, so well, it's easy for us to say, oh, the customer 101 got antiretroviral drug on this date, clinical, because we are using 101. What of when we have now, our awareness has gone to about 30 million people, and we have about 25,000 reaching out to us every day. You know, how mad will such kind of data look like? Then how can we then possibly easily link all of the tables together? So that's where digital analysis comes in, and business analysts like you guys come in to ensure that that process is very, very easy. So today we are going to do some practicals about on what we've seen this week. Just for us to do practicals. Then next week we'll do practicals. We're going to take questions. Next week we're going to go to multiple tables. So please, if you have any question, just ensure that you ask whilst we continue with our analysis. So by next 2 weeks, it's just for us to would have understood data modeling, linking data tables together. By next 2 weeks, we then go to Power BI itself, different kind of features that are in Power BI. And that will be wrapping up Power BI. Because by the time we are doing features, we start to work with different data sets. And like I have said, I'm going to download many data sets and drop it on the group this week. So I'll download health, pharmaceutical, different kind of data sets. So you can just, play with all of these data sets, put them in the Power BI environment, work with them, see how it looks like, how they are different, the kind of questions I can ask. So by the time we are back, we are going to, so we have how many data sets here? How many data sets are here? We have customers, other items, other payment and products. We're going to put all of these items on the Power BI dashboard. I'm going to put all of them. I say items, all of the items actually, all of the data sets on the Power BI dashboard. So once we are done, we're going to do some analysis. So please ensure that your Power BI is ready, it's available for you to work with as soon as possible. So we're going to be back by 10:30 to continue the class. So please, you can just take this time to rest or sip water and prepare for the next session. Thank you.
Sorry, when are we coming back?
Oh, let's come back by 10:40. 10:40. Yeah, thank you for that. 10:40.